Okay, let's have a look at completing this the CSS menu. This is basically the hard bit. This is the hard bit. Is the construction of all the bullets basically. So we have a div tag here, and in it we've got an unordered list with a few list items. So UL is unordered list, LI for these list items, and each list item we put a little navigation link. Okay, so we can click on that and it'll go off to a page for us. And in this list item here, we put another unordered list. So this will appear like a sub list basically. So it says UL again, a couple more list items, and that's it. That's basically where the hard work comes from. Is setting up this particular, setting up your the construction of your menu. Once you've done that, you can then use CSS to style it. And the wonderful thing about CSS is that you can knock up your own CSS, or you can go and steal somebody else's. And that's what the majority of people do, is they just go right click on somebody's website, view source code, and go and have a look how they made their menus. Well, in addition to that, there are a whole bunch of sites out there that actually have done a whole load of CSS for us free. And here's a site that I went to. If you just Google CSS menus, and you should find thousands of these sites. So this was like number 2 or 3 on the list. CSS Menu Maker seem to do the sort of thing that I'm after. So they sell menus as well. So if you're a big company who wants a really super swish menu, you can buy one. But they also offer a lot of freebies as well. So if I look at, I'm on homepage here. If I look at menus, what do I want? I suppose drop-down menus. They might be nice. Let's have a look and see what they've got in there. Let's have a see. Let's find something that's probably my kind of wacky tasting colours. What about, let's have a look at this and see if we can get some source code for that. Don't offer source code for everything. Yeah, we're expecting to see something over here that says source code, so that's a buy one kind of thing. Let's have a look at this one. There we are, download source code. So I can go grab the HTML, they're giving that away free, so I'll have one of those. And we can tailor that, of course. It's only text at the end of the day. So we download that. Let's have a look. And let's do have a look at that. Now, are you everybody's okay with the idea that this is zipped files? There's a little zip thing there, so we've got to extract all these files in order to be able to see them. So if you extract all files, and it's telling me over here, it's saying next. I'll keep moving the windows in so you can see what's going on. Next. There we go, show extracted files, hit finish, and let's have a look. Let's close that one down. Here are the files. Okay, so it says CS menu. Let's have a click in there, see what they've got. Okay, so they've got an instructions page, which looks like it's just an ordinary HTML page. Menu assets. Let's have a look in there. Okay, there's a styles document. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at these instructions and see what they tell us to do. These instructions say, okay, so it says. Upload that and then paste that link in. Well, we're used to those sorts of links. That's basically a style sheet, and it's asking us to upload a folder and then find the style in it. Well, we could probably just upload the style directly. Style sheet, label that, and type of text CSS, that would work. And then it says we take our menu here, and see everybody uses this format now. They all use these unordered lists here, and the way you tie the unordered list to the style sheet is you give it an ID of CSS menu. So that seems to be straightforward. Copy the style sheet up to the same website, put this link in to link to the style sheet, and then we link that div by using CSS menu. Okay, so let's have a look and go back to, let's move that out of the way. Let's go back here. So menu style sheet. There's the style sheet. Let's do edit, copy. Let's go to our website here and do Control V, paste it in there. It's a bit too close as a name to my style. This styles, this menu styling sheet. So I'm going to change the name of that. Let's call it rename. Let's call it menu style, so I can see what's going on. Give that capitalized there. Menu style, so it's a bit easier to see what's going on. So I need to link to that in my page. If I go back to home page here, and there's a link to one of my style sheets, my original one. Let's just copy that, Control C, stick that in, and now we'll change this to second one. Back up. Menu style. So that's linked to that second style sheet in, and it now reckons go down to our div bar. What was the instruction again? Let's just move this back over. The instruction was the div that contains my my menu, my unordered list. I give it an ID of CSS menu. In fact, why don't I just steal that? That's ID. Okay, so Control C. I think I'll have to change it to quote marks, but let's have a play. Stick this in here. Okay, that seems to have worked. I think I've got to change those to double quotes for it to work properly with XHTML or HTML4.1. Not really sure, and I can't be bothered checking at the moment. So that would seem to be it. So I've basically now copied the style sheet there from the website into the same folder. I've put a link at the top here to link that second style sheet in, and then I put a little ID in here to label that div with that particular ID. That should do us. Let's go over to the our snazzy menu and hit F5, and there we are. It's worked. Now the trouble is that because I've set this a ridiculously small width, I've set it at 400 in order to squeeze this to fit the screening. I'm probably going to have to go back here and set this to a sensible width. I don't think anybody has a web page 400. If I set that, well, 800, something like that. Web page of 400 would be pretty tiny. Oh, back up. Control S. Let's go back over here. F5, and let's have a look and just make that a bit wider. Something like that. So we got home, computer basics. Oh, plus. Let's go back up. Home, home, computer basics, item of sale, setting up software, and it sort of worked. We would expect these things to sort of drop down. In other words, I would expect them to pop up when I hover over computer basics. So I'm probably missing something in my code there. So let me just move that just there and go back to their instructions and see did I miss any instructions of it. Okay, I got this business of sticking the style sheet into the same folder and making this reference here, this link, blah blah blah, and I altered it slightly, so I didn't bother with their folder. I just grabbed this style directly, and I changed the name of that to menu styles just to be awkward. But that link I did there. What else has he got here? He's got AL, that says okay. All right, I'm missing a couple of class statements. I'm missing a class statement there, and a class statement there, and a class statement there, and they seem to say something about like, oh, if it has a subdirectory. Okay, so that would seem to make sense. So all I have to do is grab that. That would seem to be okay. Control C. So any list that's got a subdirectory, I have to say it has a subdirectory. Is that basically that's the only thing that they alter? Yeah, any list which has a subdirectory like this here. You put in give it a class of has sub. Okay, let's have a look. That seems to be reasonably easy to fix. Let's go over to my style sheet, and I've got this list here has got a subdirectory, so we give that a class of has sub. I think I just have to change those to quote marks to make sure it works. Something like that. Control S. Let's have a look now, see has that worked over here. F5. Okay, that now seems to have fixed that. So now if we go on here, home, computer basics, oh look at that, that's pretty flash. Items for sale. So there's my menu bar working, and that's one I stole from the website, from a website, and I've had to do virtually no work at all to get that incredibly professional looking menu. And if you look at the home page, there's very little extra work that we've had to do here. We've had to put in an ID of CSS menu, and then we put in this class statement if it has a submain. That's all I had to do from their instructions that I had here. Have a go yourself.